Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Beatrice. I'm an artist based in Glasgow in Scotland, and here on my YouTube channel I like to share what I get up to in my art studio. This week has been an interesting one for me because I haven't really recorded a lot of my process, but I have worked on a range of art pieces and I've been trying to focus on using my oil paint, and it's been quite a lot of fun doing that, so I will be sharing some of that with you. But first I want to tidy up a space so that I can start working on my next piece. So let's go over to the oil painting space, and I'm going to take away one of the pieces I worked on this week and put a new one on it. So let's go over. So this is my oil painting area. If you've not been on the channel before, I just wanted to also say welcome and thank you for being here. But yeah, this is my oil painting area, and I have got some work here that I need to put onto my painting rack, my drying rack, so that I can start on the next work. So I'm just going to put my apron on so that I don't get any oil paint on me or any paint whatsoever. I'm just going to get that. Yeah, so this week, what did I want to share with you guys? This piece is another one that I worked on this week. Let me just get you down a little bit lower. And I have had this piece for a while as well, and I didn't want to touch her at all either. And then I've come in and I've added some more colors into her cheek, given a bit more depth here, and added more. She was purple before, but I've added more brown in her skin tone, and I'm really enjoying the way she looks. I added a butterfly just here at the bottom as well, and I'm trying to think if I want to leave it like that. A lot of the time I add birds to my pieces, so I'm struggling to think where I want to add a bird in this piece as well. And yeah, I just love the way the clouds are with her hair, and I've added some floral here, and I might come back and do some more, but I'm going to leave it for this week, maybe till Thursday next week, which is around the 21st of May. Then I will basically come back and look at it again to see what I might add. This piece is another one that I had from some time ago as well, and I've come in and basically, let me go back a little bit so we can take it in a bit more. I've come in and worked on her as well, so you can see like kind of a green cloud formation up here. The butterfly is still there, but I've changed the way her hair looked a lot. So, and then added this green. She looks a lot different, but I love the way she's turned out. I love this kind of wave that's here, and so I'm letting this one dry as well a little bit before I come back into it. Also, I've used other mediums, as I say before. I have like some collage in this corner area here. I have some drips from the oil paint before. This is from spray paint, this blue drips here. And I have just gone ahead and worked on it with oil paint again and tried to get this texture. I might still go in and put some more details into areas to pull things out, but I like the kind of anonymity of this butterfly. I don't think I want to add like a pattern on it. I don't want it to stick out too much. I want the attention to be on her face. And then I'm still thinking if I want to add some darker oranges, like other nuanced colors, warm colors into these areas as well, and more greens maybe in here, variety. So still thinking of what else I want to do with the piece, if I want to leave it or do anything else. But let me know what you think. If you think I should add to it or anything like that, what you would do with this piece, or just leave it alone. I'm open to all of that. So yeah, really enjoying all the processes I've been doing in the studio this week, and I love the way that this has turned out. Now, another thing that I've been doing this week is working on coloring books, and well, coloring pages I should say. Actually, I wanted to, because a friend of mine asked me about possibly creating coloring pages that people could color in with some of my illustrated girls that I do, portraits that I do, and I decided to go ahead and do that and create some illustrated portraits that I can provide as coloring pages. So I actually ended up buying, let me bring you closer. I ended up buying some watercolor paper and also illustrating, which I'll put on the side of the page here, illustrating some of my characters onto my Procreate app and printing them out onto some watercolor paper that I got online. And so I've got that here, and I wanted to have a chance to actually work on some of the pieces because let's see, how many did I print off? So I printed off 2 pages of each so that I can see what it's like. So I've got how many designs? I think it's about 4 or 5 designs here. And I printed off 2 pages of each so I can try out what it looks like with some watercolor, and then I can have sample pieces that I could then print off as the example pages for the coloring page. But there's this whole thing of indecision, because for me, people can use whatever colors they want. If they have their own watercolors, their own coloring pens, they can go ahead and actually paint these pieces themselves in the way that they want to. So they don't have to, you know, fully mimic what it is that I do when I go ahead and paint these. So this one looks and feel a bit simpler to paint. And so I did that first, but I didn't do it on the watercolor paper. So I'm going to test it on the watercolor paper because originally I printed it out on like thick card and attempted painting that in. So one of the dilemmas I'm having is how to go about providing, you know, the page, if it's a page only I want to do with a printed out example, like, which will be, you know, me using up ink, but a printed out example, say like for this one, for example, this too, you know, to have a printed out example of this and then this so they can illustrate it. But then do they have to stick to the color I have? That's the problem I'm having, because I could just have it like a coloring page and then they color it whatever way they want, but then do they need an example of what I've got to kind of paint their work as well? So yeah, so first of all, it was the coloring. How would I do the color? They can use coloring pens. I mean, yeah, they could use pens, they could use watercolor, and I put it on the watercolor paper just to kind of give a provision for that possibly. But also I was thinking, do I need to also provide the water pens as well? I mean, water brushes as well for them. Then I was also thinking of having set kind of watercolor swatches for them to use. So what do you think? Do you have ideas or advice on how I could package this? Should I have all of them in a set? Because that would mean I would have to have a sample, like maybe something this size as well, with the 4 of them split up in the actual paper showing their color variety, but then just one swatch, 4 pieces of paper and different images, and then also a brush. So I'm trying to think of how to price it as well, because if I have the brush, the 4 different images, yeah, it's something that they can do if they get the time to do it. You know, if they're focused on doing that, they'll have 4 of them to work on. So I'm trying to work out what to do. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma to do with that. So basically they would have, like, let me look at the different variety I have here. So 4 different designs. I think that's what I have. Let me just get the last one. Yeah, it's 4. I think it's 4 different designs. Dots. So 4 different designs. They've got this one here. And these pieces I actually do show the process of me sketching them. So I'll put them to the side as I'm showing them, like the original pieces, and then me actually sketching to make them into like a coloring page on my app. So you can see this. I don't know if I'm doing them too fast, but as I'm showing them up, you'll be able to see the actual piece on the other side as well. So I want to be able to provide these for people, and I'm still trying to figure out in what way to do it. You know, like I said, I could have the pen. See, let me just open this up, which I would provide the water brush. I keep saying pen. Water brush. There'll just be one water brush. So let me see if I take this out. So one water brush with the swatch here of colors, like the little palette. And I've got this on a watercolor paper as well that I've kind of like rounded the edges. And then also then have this. So I would package it. So I would have to have an example. This is the issue I'm having. An example of actually the colors for them. Then I would put them in a cello sleeve. I can get one out. Very fiddly. They're very slippery. So let me show you how it would look. So I would put this, so the 4 of them in. I think it's 4. 2, 3, 4. No, it's 5 of them. 5 of them, I think. Let me just check this because I feel like I'm not getting the numbers right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, okay, so it's 4 of them. I just had two extra, or 1 extra. So put it in a cello sleeve. Like that. And then I would have like one of these, probably not at the front, at the back. And then a pen so that I don't mark it. And then the pen as well. I'd batch it in some way. Let's see. I think those should go on the back. And then I would maybe use some glue dots to hold them in place. That would be an idea, I think. Glue dots would work. So yeah, so I would have it on the back. There would be this, and possibly I would have basically something that has the 4 images just smaller on the back to show the color example of it. So I think that's what I would try to do, and just stick with the primary colors. I think that's what I'll do with the colors. I'll stick with the primary colors. But now what has to happen is I need to buy some new watercolors, because the watercolors I have seem to have hardened or have run out. So these are the investments that go in, you know, to making products or making art, making something creative for people. We have to invest. So I need to think of the pricing. So as I said, I'd have to have some kind of printed piece of paper that I can have the samples, the 4 samples on. So that's one thing. Then I'm going to have the water pen, the water brush, and the swatch of colors. I need to buy new watercolors, and then I'll have the printed images, 4 of them, on in there as well for them to do, and on the watercolors. So I think I should keep it simple like that and make maybe a certain amount of them. So maybe make about 5 of them and then see how that goes first of all. And then, but if you're interested in them, let me know and I can link you to that on the website. I can set it up on the website. But this was me thinking of taking it into the physical shop here in Glasgow that I'm part of. So I'm thinking about that at the moment. So these are some of the things that I've been working on this week. I just wanted to show as quick a video of some of the things that's been going on. I don't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to also do a little bit more of chat about my website that is available. There are more artwork on that website as well, which you'll find in the information linked below. And I do have artwork on there already available for adoption. But also, if you see anything in my videos that you like and you want to purchase, or you have ideas of what I could do with them in any way, shape or form, let me know. I'm always interested to find out what you think about these videos and what I'm sharing with you guys here on the channel. So don't feel shy about asking me questions. But this is something that I've thought of doing before and I haven't initiated, I haven't activated, and I wanted to start getting on with that. So I've got these 4, I've got another 4, and really I need to actually paint a set. So I mean, this set I have right now, I might have to paint that, and then, but I feel I have 5 images, so this is another issue I have, so I might have to do 5 in a pack. I actually feel like I have 5 images, I'm just not getting myself straight with this. So yeah, I will organize myself, and once I have those details available, I will release them on my website possibly as well. So yeah, I do have 5 images and I keep confusing myself. So I'm gonna have to think of how to do that on my actual brochure, because I have 5 images. Yeah, I'll work it out. I will work it out. And yeah, it's just going to be fun to see what people paint with these, you know, themselves. But I will have to paint 5 of them myself. Ugh. And then I can always sell those anyway, but it's going to be painful. It's an interesting process. I need to be careful. And as I said, I think I'm going to stick with the primary colors. That will save me adding to my head. Unless another way of doing it is I can have a couple of cool colors and a couple of, yes, I can have cool colors, warm colors of each primary color. Do you understand what I mean by that? So it could be a cool red and a warm red, a cool yellow and a warm yellow, a cool blue and a warm blue, and maybe white and black. But to be honest, you can use like pens. You can use like a Posca pen for the white, and just use dark blue for the eyes or something like that. You know, dark colors for dark areas. It doesn't have to be pure black. Yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm going to go ahead and sketch the bird, and then I'm going to apply that, collage that on. But I'll leave you guys now because I want to go ahead and continue to work in the studio. This is a Saturday. I don't usually come in on the Saturdays to record. I'm here because I didn't record anything during the week. So I thought I should come in and actually do that and share with you a little bit of what I've been doing this week. Mostly resting as well. My body is really annoyed with me for some sort of reason. So I've taken it a lot slower in the studio and just spent time painting by myself instead of necessarily recording the process, because that is work in itself to set up the camera and talk to you guys as I work. I didn't want to lose my train of thought. So I'm going to get on with it now. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next week. And hopefully I'll be a bit more relaxed like this. I really prefer this relaxed recording. As I said some weeks ago that I recorded a week's vlog and I did not like it. I didn't. It's not for me at this point in time. Maybe in the future, but I didn't enjoy it at all. It was way too much work interrupting my week. There wasn't a flow for me to just come in and enjoy painting and creating. But yeah, I'm gonna get to that now. I'll see you guys next week. Please do check out my website and see what's there, and let me know what you think about the website as well. Other initiatives that I'm doing are linked in the description as well. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and yeah, let me know what you think. Please do put a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.